the aged man, who no one knows from whence he came. His house lies on the edge of a solitary cliff. If only I knew the words to the song, then I could sing it quite well. If only my YouTube page would refresh, then I could load up the chat. Makes me wonder if I'm doing any of this right. Aha, there you are. Song. None of that. A particular part of this background music reminds me of Final Fantasy X. Okay, let's see here. May as well finish up this one.
Palace of the Golden Queen.
Apples, dates,
they have
bananas.
not only
Nobles, Hava, Sun Temple. I hope nobody has told anyone about my special find of ectoplasm. Okay, let's see what this guy is so I can finish up this easy quest. Goodbye.
Yes.
Chronicum.
Walk blessed. Of course, her sister. I completely forgot. Oh, Euro, you damned old fool.
Stop pushing aside my quest target.
It just doesn't make any sense. I guess I should be lenient with her.
Be easy.
Here, I think I owe you this for your time. Now, excuse me. We have a lot to do here.
150, 150.
Whatever
Okay.
you
That's
look,
beyond me.
where is this supposed to lead?
I don't know. Ouch. It's Tuesday where I am. It's raining, so naturally I have my bedroom window open to air out my apartment, because I love the rain. Is this... Oh. Here's where I can upgrade things. I only have the one, so I'll take it on this. I may as well improve it so I can sell it. Huh. I'll be honest, I completely forgot about the forging stuff. Okay. Is there a signpost in here? Yes, there is. And Constantine said the young mage Lashiri can heal my arcane fever with a special ritual, and by doing so help me to learn to control my magic without years of meditation. She currently leads an excavation site in the northern heartlands called Old Roshengrad, which is up here. I need to get to the northern heartland, which means I need to get to the Myra Tower here. Oh. I've got plenty to spare. Yeah, I know.
Yes?
So much to do.
Walk blessed, friend. Where are you headed? Sure. Where to?
To the northern heartland. There you are. I like how this is a common mode of transportation, but I don't have a saddle. Even donkeys have saddles, I think. I haven't actually gotten the donkey yet. Which, now it actually strikes me, I have not gotten Whirlwind yet. I've been in this game for like 10 hours and I haven't gotten a mount. Pretty close to the ruin. Let's see what's in here first. Actually, do I have any other entropy spells in my work? Well, there is that. Now, I heard the bear. Where's the bear? By the time I get to it, it doesn't matter. So the route is right here. I guess I should just cut across. Well, my dudes, let us proceed. What happened to everything? Oh, wrong one. What did I get? I didn't see the name. Death Spark. A project? Okay. Now I have something that'll range. Oh boy.
Shit! Get away from there! Now!
Ouch.
By the prophet's ass, 1 second later and I would have been scraping your remains off the floor. What in blazes are you doing here anyway?
So, the name I have is different than the name she has. Then again, it was Constantine that sent it, so maybe...
Let's put it this way. I know how to hide when I don't want to be seen. And concerning the explosion, you stepped right into a Kyranian dust crystal. Get a little too close and wait a little too long, and you'll have your ass blown around your ears by an explosion that would put any cannon to shame. Lashiri? Oh my. The fellow really isn't one for names, is he? I'm Lashari, but never mind that. At least it proves you're not lying. Anyhow, I hope you're not the backup I asked for. I was hoping for someone more, impressive. No offense.
Mean.
Is that so? Indeed. You have some uncontrolled magic inside you. And quite a lot of uncontrolled magic. Not bad. I've never felt anything like this before. Very well. If Constantine insists, I will perform the ritual on you. But it'll have to wait, since I'm up to my neck in this shit, as you've probably noticed. Short version or long version? Which do you prefer?
Well, it's not like I'm not digging for knowledge.
Fine. I suppose you already know that that is me, my assistant, 2 arcanists, and 4 keepers, are here to do research on, well, on something, which is exactly what we've done these past weeks. But as I went upstairs to get something a couple hours ago, I suddenly heard screaming and the clanging of metal coming from downstairs. As I looked for cover, I saw these 2 shapes in red robes vanishing into the lower parts of the ruin.
Oh boy.
I have no idea who they are or why they're here, but to me, they look like mercenaries. Anyway, fact is, my esteemed Indralean colleagues and my assistant are still down there, together with our research, and I want them back. And before you ask, yes, you can help me. You'll have to, actually, if you want me to tame your magic. I wouldn't have a chance fighting the mercenaries by myself, but the 2 of us might be able to do it, provided you can defend yourself, which I'm quite sure you can. What do you say? Are you ready?
Sure, let's do it.
Oh, that's hard to explain. But part of it is finding the answer to the universal question. Why do some people have the nerve to ask irrelevant questions when shit is going down around them? After we've cleaned up the mess, we can do this whole, who are you and what are you doing here thing if you want to. But this really isn't the time. No idea. But I don't think there are more than a dozen. Also, they don't anticipate any resistance, which is to our advantage.
Alright.
Fine, then follow me. And keep your weapons ready. I think I just heard footsteps down there.
What? Shit. You were right. Get them.
Just try.
Just to fight, please.
All you got?
Ah, nice. Pneumatic, huh? Well, if you did, you did for me.
Stabbed like a pig. Hang on. What's this? By the prophet's ass. I don't believe it.
What?
They're orders. My assistant, Sev. It seems he's the reason these fuckers managed to take us by surprise. Save it for Sev when I shove the staff up his ass and fire a thunderbolt.
This one's got some value to him. Okay. Magistra Yela, I do understand your skepticism. but we are on the right track. The Skarag Mage. And no, this is not not meant to relativize her questionable worldview, has found undeniable coherences between these Dalgar stones and the Grandmaster's theories. Should she be right, she could be our only chance to get something like magical protection. On that note, Grandmaster Aranthiel knows what he's doing. Loath as I am to admit it, his son's mages have been nothing but helpful thus far. Arak. Oh, nice. Yay! Nope, I don't want another shovel. Come on now.
Shit, can you smell that? That's fire. So, these guys really are trying to destroy our research. We have to do something. You're adept at magic, right? Take this spell and use it to put out the fires. If I'm right, the mercenaries are trying to destroy the stone fragments, and we have to stop them. You take the lower part of the ruin. Try to save as many stones as you can.
You got it.
I'll take the upper part, and when it's all done, we'll meet here again. Oh, and one more thing. If you should find my assistant Sev down there, try to take him alive and bring him to me. I want to take care of him myself, okay? Then let's get going.
Fire extinguisher. Oh, did I already learn it? Yes, I did. Very well. Where should we look? Break through that one.
Someone's there.
Yeah, get him. There you go. An action set piece. Magister!
Oh, Malthus, be brave! Over here!
Oh, you got me. Alright.
bastards! Just left me down here to die. Can you believe it? Despite everything I did. Oh, forgive me.
Yeah. went. So these things are on a timer. Okay.
Just done it.
Ow. Where are you? I can't see you. Come on now. Aha. Ah. Very well.
Someone's there.
Ow. That hurt a lot.
No. No. Oh, shit.
Stupid magic shop guy. Oh, so that's what he was attacking me with. That's dangerous. I forgot all about this set piece. In many of my later playthroughs of ENDERAL, like before the DLC dropped, I never really got this far. It was more experimentation and just having fun. Well, there are all the assistants. This is unfortunate. What the? How? How am I being damaged? Do you assume that there's still fire here? It's weird. Dev team. this is the dude who had the thing with the stuff. I still have an arrow in my thing. Sneak is 4%, but I don't rely on sneak, and 4% isn't much when it comes to prices. Very well, that clears up some inventory space. Alright, man, I know you're on my side, but you're dead. And I'm hungry. Shari, there he is. What a dramatic entrance.
Well, I'll be damned. That's what I call good timing. I take it you were successful? What about the fragments? Did you save them? Well, I guess that'll have to do. Thanks. What about Sev? Did you find him? Fuck. That little shit. I was hoping I could make him tell us who's behind all this. Well, whatever. No use crying over spilt milk, I guess.
This is a lot more than spilled
What's your
milk,
name,
darling.
anyway? Amidst all this, we didn't have time for formalities.
Atanier.
You're pleased? Well, that's good to hear. I actually had the feeling that I was a little rough on you. Sorry for that, really. Sometimes I just have a short fuse. Anyway, let's talk about the reason you're here.
You're
For
cute, so all's
starters,
forgiven.
tell me how you managed to get the old ranter to trust you. That doesn't happen very often. I've got time.
I'm just telling everyone my life story at this point.
Uh-huh. So, you're saying that you learned all this, the magic, the swordplay, in such a short time? That's fascinating, to say the least. And these visions, if I understand correctly, you foresaw the death of the two apothecary?
Thank you for pronouncing it correctly.
It does indeed. But hey, who am I to judge? Here you are, the mysterious stranger who appeared out of thin air and, without much fuss, took out an entire group of sellswords. And even better, now you tell me that these skills come from studying magic for only a couple of weeks, and that you can see the future. You certainly are full of shit. Not you, sorry. I mean, I just had a strange thought. But no, that would be crazy. Way too unlikely. Well, I'd like to speak freely, but I'm bound to my agreement with the Holy Order. However, I will tell Constantine and old Aranthiel about my theory. And you will probably have to be patient until the latter decides to put you in the picture. Sorry.
Oh.
But if my idea is correct, then we'll be in a position to really kick ass. Anyway, hold still for a moment. Ready? All right, let's do this. Don't worry, it'll just tickle a bit.
Oh boy. I don't like this. Yara, save me.
Fuck!
Oh. Damn it, Lily.
Are you all right? That wasn't on purpose. Really.
Ouch.
Oh my, you really do look terrible. I will make this right, I promise. I have no idea what just happened. The ritual isn't exactly harmless, but normally you shouldn't feel more than a weak tickle at most, regardless of how it goes down.
Well...
But, maybe this has something to do with the strangeness of your aura. I already said this, but it's so different. It's hard to explain. Somehow complex and cold, maybe. But hey, I'm probably just out of practice. It worked, and that's what matters.
That's what matters.
Your fever will now settle down to an endurable level, and maybe even vanish if you're careful. And now, I suggest you return to Constantine. I will get the stones to safety in the meantime.
All on your own?
You need anything else? If not, see you later. We're going to meet again. I can feel it. Well, put simply, they're supposed to protect us. But old Aranthiel will tell you more about it later.
Okay.
Take care.
Ouch. 4%. Okay. So no matter what, when the apparition disappears, I get a penalty of fever. But it can only be a maximum of 15%. Well, maybe. Maybe I'm wrong. It could be that the only way I don't get fever is if I dismiss it without it having taken any damage. And maybe it can be helped if I heal it somehow. Right. So. Let's see what's up here first. So that was a 2-star quest, and I handled it pretty well after I decided to take it carefully. Oh, good, it's nighttime. Flash heal. And now, I am over half of my encumbrance. Okay, let's get back to the place. Yeah, okay. I have the power! Ow! Achoo! Butt of a sitch.
Move along. Huh?
Tell me to move along.
Huh?
Oh, he just spawned in front of me. That was weird.
This is holy ground, Outlander. You do not belong here.
Shut up.
You. Good to see you.
Thanks. Is this place still robbed? Ah, it's still robbed. And I missed something the last time I was here.
Now, if it isn't the prodigy, well...
This just doesn't make any sense.
Yes, I know. She's already told me everything. Good work. Even though part of her report seemed to be a bit... enthusiastic. But I'll leave the judgment to Aranthiel. He wants to talk to you anyway. Seems you've caught his interest.
Oh, no shit. I know who he is, but...
Didn't I tell you that already? He's the highly esteemed, holy Grand Master of the Order. Tilor Aranthiel, son of Lorius I, praised be his name.
At least you're not
an
butchering
old
his
legend,
name.
Risen from the dead, or something like that. In the Emporium, the last building on the left side of the temple. Just tell the guard that Aranthiel has asked for you, and they will let you in.
Can't be that simple.
Ah yes, before I forget. My dame Lucy has left a token of gratitude for you. It's your choice. Do you want a book, an old map, or a bag of pennies?
What? I mean... I'm trying to be really skilled here for, when I finally find where these entropy books are.
Very well. Now, get a move on.
Okay, bye.
I'm sure we'll talk again later.
Goodness. 33 learning points.
There's something wrong with Yarrow for quite some time, long before it happened.
You don't say. His wife was
murdered.
This is holy ground, Outlander. You don't belong here.
Get out of my way.
That's not what I mean. What he's doing. Her death broke him.
I do like these loading screen artworks. And I just noticed, back in ENDERAL Classic, it still had the rising smoke effect that you saw in the classic Skyrim loading menu, like the main menu. ENDERAL had it too. It was just confined to within the borders of the artwork. I haven't noticed that at all in Forgotten Stories. One less thing to worry about, I guess. Who's you?
Well, if it isn't the prodigy. I've heard some rumors about your favorite school of magic. Dangerous waters you're treading in. Be careful.
Okay.
Huh? What do you want?
Who are you?
It is a suspicion, Teela. And to send an entire division across the sea because of a suspicion is madness.
We need to find out who sent the mercenaries.
Oh, this voice actor.
This Pegast said that they were after the Signet Stone, and if they succeed in getting hold of it next time, then the Black Guardian alone knows how to stop the cycle.
The cycle. Listening to you talk almost makes me forget that all this fuss here is merely based on some bad dreams you and your Neremese friends had.
The threat is real. Deny it as much as you like, but deep inside, you feel it as much as I do.
Teela, you're a commander, and a commander doesn't care about feelings, but about facts. You have made this mistake before, Teela, back then in Kira, and we all know...
The mission will happen. I'm sorry.
Good mixing.
You have a visitor.
My dame.
So, you are the prodigy everyone is talking about. Interesting. I am Teela Aranthiel, son of Lorius I and Grand Master of the Order, and I'm honored to meet you.
Your honor.
What is your name? Yes, and I will come straight to the point. You are here because I believe that you are special. Humanity faces a threat that needs to be stopped, and to achieve this, you are indispensable.
Oh boy.
Among other things, yes. I do not need to explain to you that the present situation on Vin is chaotic. The wars, the living dead, common people who are losing their minds, to name only the most obvious.
Yep.
What most people are not aware of is the connection between these events. You, however, have encountered it, as have I. I do, and I will explain everything to you. What it means, who we are, and what your part in all of this is. Come, follow me.
Yes, sir.
Maybe you already know who I am. My entire life, I served the gods who ruled Vin, until their death 2 years ago. What you probably do not know is that the one responsible for their death is my son, Narazul Aranthial. He hated the Lightborn because he believed that they robbed mankind of their right to freedom, so he strived to overthrow them. He found followers, formed an army and declared war on them, and thus on me, a servant of the Lightborn as well.
I see.
It all ended in a battle 30 years ago, which Narazul won. He killed every single survivor except for me, and locked me in a dungeon on Nerim. I still do not know why he spared me. There were circumstances favoring the development, but it's a long story which we won't discuss now.
Very well.
Good question. Because at the moment stability is the highest good, even more so considering what we are facing. The rulers of Kira and Kile both made the mistake to acknowledge the death of the gods to their people, and the civil wars that followed in their countries are evidence of the chaos that such a revelation entails. ENDERAL is the cradle of the Order of the Gods, the epitome of theocracy. It is unthinkable what would happen if we confirmed these rumors.
Fair enough.
I am sure you understand this. Maybe when all this is over that will change, but for now it is imperative that we deny all rumors of that kind. Yes, after more than 30 years, when the death of the gods made the magic around the prison disappear. And during my escape in the northern mountains of Nerim, I also had them for the first time. The dreams.
Yeah, boy. He would ball there for a second. I see. And it's not a memory, but a skill, so it's something that I can invest in. So, rhetoric, sleight of hand. I'll figure it out.
I always saw the same glaring, terrible light. Heard screaming, and I felt like I was burning up from the inside. And above all, like a veil, there was the knowledge of imminence. At first, of course, I dismissed these dreams as the delusion of a man close to death. So I concentrated on making it through the mountains somehow. 2 days after my escape, I was completely exhausted, and I would have died if a former acolyte of my son had not found me. Yes, but he did not recognize me, and brought me to their headquarters instead, an old monastery in the mountains. The others were aware of my identity, but for whatever reason they did not kill me. Maybe because they thought that the death of the Lightborn had made me insignificant. I do not know. Still, even after my recovery, the dreams continued. At first, I doubted my sanity, but after some time I told the leader of the mages, Constantine, about them. And he said something that I'd never expected. I was not alone. He, as well as many others magically gifted on Vin, dreamed the same dreams. and the more we talked about the matter, the stronger our suspicion grew, which has now turned out to be the truth.
Oh boy.
The dreams, they come from the same place. They are a shared memory. A collective subconscious, yes. I know that you can feel it too, and probably far more intense than we do. But like you back then, we were not able to make sense of the images. So we went looking for answers in the remains of the civilization that was before us.
Pyreans.
The Pyreans. 3 things. First, there were many civilizations before us and before the Pyreans. Maybe hundreds, maybe thousands.
Music.
Second, the history of each civilization unfolded and still unfolds according to a pattern. They emerge, they blossom, and at some point, at the apex of their existence, they simply disappear without any trace. And third, everything that has happened in the past years, and which is still happening, indicates that this disappearance lies ahead of us. We are part of an eternal loop, a cycle, and our cycle is approaching its end.
Oh, the dream theme. I love this music.
Not identical, but one can split them up into episodes which repeat themselves in the very same manner, into patterns. Yes, dramatically put, they're the envoys of the end.
Oh boy. Should I be skeptical, halfway, or amazed?
Yes, it does. At first we considered it absurd, as probably you do at this moment. But there came a moment when we simply could not deny it anymore. We began to study the history of the Pyreans more intensely, and the parallels were extraordinary. In its early days, the Pyrean Empire was split up by a disaster, just like Vin was split up by the Starfall after the reign of the Eterna.
Yep.
Also, the Pyreans had a ruling caste who declared themselves gods after the catastrophe. The 2 castes of the Sun Priest. They, too, ruled until they were overthrown. This overthrowing was followed by an outbreak of wars and chaos. And then, just like that, the Pyreans ceased to exist. They knew it was imminent, but they could not prevent it. They called this event the cleansing. That is the question we need to find an answer to. The end was not violent, at least not in a sense as we know it. There was no natural disaster, no magical explosion, no plague. Even though there was war in the Pyrean Empire before its ruin, when the cleansing happened, it was as if all living beings simply fell down and died. It is ghastly.
Jeez.
They tried, but they failed. Who knows why? Maybe they found out too late, or maybe they were too weak. Well, this is the reason why we need your help. Not only episodes of history recur within every cycle, characters do as well. Yes, the Pyreans call them the emissaries. They emerge very shortly before the cleansing occurs, like a law of nature, an answer to the Red Madness. And I am one of them, as are you. While I take on the role of the ruler, you take on the role of the prophet.
Hey.
It's just a description. Call it what you will. But without doubt, It is the truth. Your story matches the descriptions perfectly. Yes. Former enemies or not, both sides have understood the magnitude of the threat. The magical knowledge of Narazul's former mages is vast, as is the power of the Holy Order. Even though not all of the Keepers agree, as you probably have already noted yourself.
Yep.
I do not know. Firespark the Mage has told me your story, and even though your fate is tragic, unlike me, you were insignificant before your change. So maybe everyone can become an emissary, or we simply have not understood the pattern yet. No, as I already said, the emissaries simply appear at the beginning of the end, like pieces on a chessboard. We are determined by our skills. How and to what end we use them is our choice.
Oh, if you only knew.
On the one hand, your power. You carry the potential to master any skill within a fraction of the usual time needed. I assume you have already realized this.
Sure.
On the other hand, your ability to look into the past, and therefore into the future. Your visions are a window into the past. And as every cycle is based on the same events, it is a window into the future as well. You can feel the thread this world is woven with. And because of that, you can see things that have happened, and thus will happen again. This gift makes you indispensable to us, and it is why I want your help. That is the wrong question. The correct question is, what alternative do we have? To wait and die?
Yes.
Hollow words. Deep inside, you know your responsibility. Trust me, we are more alike than you believe.
He didn't rise to the bait.
If it is wealth and power you seek, you will have it. The Order has enough of both.
So I can, you know, push it back for a little bit, but I already know what's gonna happen.
Good. However, there's one more thing before the actual work begins. I want you to join our Order, and to do so, you have to pass a test. A trial. It is. Whatever you think about our story, we are the only faction that is strong enough to oppose the cycle. If you want to be part of our mission, you need to have access to our knowledge and resources. There will be voices in the Order speaking against your admission, as they are speaking against the presence of the Naramese mages. Consider it an honor or a necessity. It is up to you. It is the trial the novices have to pass in order to be exalted to the role of a keeper. Only the best students of the Squalor are allowed admission, and even though you have not been a novice, I want you to take it too. At this very moment, 2 novices are on their way to the testing grounds. I have informed them about your arrival. I had a hunch. Let us leave it at that.
You mean you bet all your cards on it?
I have only a slight acquaintance with them. However, I know that they are both very talented and have been working hard toward the test. But see them for yourself. At the border to the Heartland, near the Whisper Wood, they will be waiting for you there. Take the Myret, talk to Signet Master Bartar, and hand him this package. And then follow his orders. Ah, one more thing. It might be self-evident, but keep your knowledge about the death of the Lightborn to yourself. I do not believe you can do any real harm, but in the worst case, path-abiding people will consider you a heretic.
Oh.
after the cycle has been stopped, we will deliberate upon how we deal with the matter. If and how we tell our people about it. But not now, that is for sure. Now, leave. The sooner we can dispense with this formality, the better.
Oh, that was a lot of info.
Let's hope he knows what he's doing.
But I am so jealous of that voice actor. Once again, I did not realize that someone was in the chat. Hello, Buxy Cat, or Buxy Cat, or however you pronounce your name. I apologize. I hope you enjoyed that info dump as much as I did. There was a lot to go through. Oh, now they know someone's in. Or at least that there were someone in. Top chat, live chat. Buxy Cat, okay. Alright, I have got this same video running on my phone so that I can see the chat properly. It says that there are 3 viewers, but technically I'm one of them. But hey, good to have someone here with me. Still got those. I know that the apothecary somewhere in this area will want these badges back. But I can't really do anything until it's daylight. I can't really do anything until it's daylight. Oh hey, you're back.
Huh? Now look at that. Someone who's actually interested in us as people, rather than in our knowledge about the Pyreans. But it's your lucky day. I really wouldn't mind a good talk right now. Hold on a second. Arizalian brandy, vintage 8214. What do you say? Ooh. A glass and a good talk? There are a couple of things I wanted to ask you anyway.
That's okay. I don't take many things personally. You got your own schedule. Keep it as you need to.
All right then.
I'm glad to have someone here with me for any amount of time. Yes, this is.
When I hear you say that, I don't regret for a second that I never came back to Ostian. Even though I've thought about it from time to time. Wow. Finally, someone who says it up front. Yeah, I've got some Scarag blood in me, though comparably little in regards to how much it shows. My grandfather, he used to serve in the South Realms Marines. And one day they captured a ship of Scarag raiders, some of them women. Stories say he fell in love with one of them, and yeah, you can connect the dots. But to answer your original question, yes, I'm from Ostian. Though we fled the city around 10 years ago. The right choice, as I probably don't need to tell you. The temple was always a bunch of fanatical fuckheads, but that bastard High Priest Janus gave the word butcher an entirely new meaning.
Oh, I have a blank choice down here. What's this supposed to be? Huh.
I know, and nah, I hardly know anything about her. Only that they were raiders and that she fled about 2 years after giving birth to me. Poor Grandpa. You should have seen how people reacted to the way I looked. Even as a kid, they always looked at me and my almond-shaped eyes as if they were expecting me to pull out a skull fetish any second and start putting curses on anyone in the vicinity.
Does it look better compared to what you saw before? Or, like, I'm curious what your impression is. So I have a choice to either defend this guy who apparently murdered a bunch of people. Yes, she does. I think that this particular... Hold on. Let me make sure I don't lose those choices. I think that this particular interaction with Lashari is something new to the DLC of Forgotten Stories. Because I do not recall ever having a chance to actually get to know this character in Shards of Order, the original ENDERAL. Kind of glad.
Maybe. Warriors of
No
the
reaction to
Creator.
that.
War against the infidels. The Creator's children don't even sugarcoat how radical their faith is anymore. And still, so many people join their ranks. It's fucking insane. But then again, I guess that's religion for you. Don't think for yourself anymore. Let someone else do it for you. At least it was for my brother. I had. He was about 15 years older than me, and was always a troubled child. Rakul. That was his name. You know, my family was very wealthy before we fled. Drapers for generations. The best in Ostian. I suppose that's why my father expected so much from Rakul, since I, as a woman, wouldn't have been allowed to take over the business when my father would have retired. But Rakul, he just wasn't made out for it, you know? He was shy and introverted, and never had a hand for money. I can't remember how often father told him that he was a disgrace to the family.
Ouch. I wonder if the playthrough you saw maybe had a different ENB or just a few different texture mods in place. The only... I'm just running ENDERAL as it came in. No special frills. Which of course is based on Skyrim's engine and Skyrim's textures.
You can call it that, yes. Looking back, I think the temple only gave him what father wouldn't. A perspective. The feeling of being needed. He spent almost all of his time in the temple after his conversion, and knew the entire Rania, their holy scripture, by heart. Well, in one day, he announced that simply attending the masses wasn't enough anymore. He would join the temple's warriors.
Man, these ones are kind of tough, honestly. I don't know if these choices hold any approval rating with Lashari, but none of them are really positive. I'm going to continue placing the blame on the person who, you know, did the violent act.
Damn right. That's what these bastards do. They exploit the vulnerability of people like him and indoctrinate them with their fucking bullshit. And once that's done, they send them to fight for their holy causes. In other words, their own interests, like pawns on a chessboard. And if they die, then they call it a fucking honor. I'm sorry, my dame. Your youngest son just died. But don't worry, he's in a better place now, eating grapes and drinking honey. What solace, isn't it? Now, do you have any other neglected children for us? We're running short on material.
Oh,
damn
sounds
it, I
like
hate
I
those
chose the right
bastards.
thing.
I just hate them so much. He was slaughtered, hacked into pieces by Chancellor Baratheon's cavalry.
Baratheon!
That was before the peace treaty. I'd be surprised if they taught him what end of a lance to stab with before they sent him into the field. But, well, I guess that answers the question you asked me up in the temple, doesn't it? I was sick of seeing people using religion for their own ends. Creator, Lightborn, the Great Spirit. Same shit, different name. And you know what? No matter how much chaos the death of the gods caused, I don't regret being a part of it, not in the least. It was the right thing to do. Anyway, I'd say we call it quits for now, okay?
Okay.
It was good talking to you, but I'm dying for a nap. Take care.
Bye-bye, lady. Still curious about this one. Does it have a marker? If it does not. Ah, there we go. Okay. I got some that's on the Heartlands, but it's not too far from the Heartlands. Well, here in this session, I'm sticking with the main quest.
Keep walking.
You keep walking. Noble School. What time is it? Just past midnight, so nothing's gonna happen. I may as well.
Hello. Well then, you've come to the right place. The finest beds in the finest rooms in Ark's finest tavern. What else could you wish for?
The finest body to share with me.
Music to my
50
ears.
pennies.
If you need anything else, drink, some stew, just let me know.
Alright.
Safe travels.
Now, where is this room? I guess I'll find it myself. But this one. This one? Yeah, I guess it must be this one.
Oh well.
Fine vintage.
I have a collection of a bunch of stuff that I need to get rid of.
Walk blessed.
Potatoes, garlic.
An outlander.
That should be it.
What are you doing in this part of the city?
Everybody stop talking to me. I'm trying to do my thing.
You're not from around here, are you? I know that
It just
accent.
doesn't work, Magister, no matter how hard I try.
You're not from around here, are you?
Yes, and there you have
that
the problem.
accent.
You try. I'm afraid I do not follow, Master. Okay, I'll admit, it was a little cryptic. Tell me, do you remember the lecture Magister Diana gave last moon?
Yes, I think I do. You mean the one she held a few days before that thing?
I want to see if I can turn in these badges. just standing here watching you run.
Listen to me.
May his light guide you.
And you as well. Scroll. I feel like this is an armory, maybe? Or a barrack? Training area. That's an interesting design. They've got one of these that's leaning forward on its post, so rather than repair or replace the post, they went all the way up to the ceiling to help suspend it. Why?
This just doesn't make any sense. Why can't it ever be easy?
If it were easy, it wouldn't be right.
Have you
What
heard
blessed?
it? Apparently, the Blue Islands Coalition sent an emissary here to ENDERAL, despite the wars. They are bold. You've got to give them that.
Whoa. Oh, goodness. This must be the site of Yarrow's last moment. They just leave this area open.
Yes. Yes, that just might work.
Wow. Keep on hearing stories about what happened with Yarrow. That's actually quite disturbing. Hello, Bugsy Cat, welcome back. I promise you haven't missed much. I paid way too much for a bed for the night so that I could get sunlight back in the world. There's no railing on this side. I'm sure the apothecary is somewhere. How do I get up there? It's still locked? It's past time that they would be open. These guys are open.
Huh. Do you now? Well, if the keepers let you run around in here, I suppose you have business with the Order. So I guess there's no harm in trading with you. But don't think it will cost you any less than somewhere else.
Okay. Certainly don't need a shield. The boots are better than that. Still light on. I may as well wear it. Oh, you can, but they aren't considered shouts anymore.
Walk
They're
blessed.
known as talons. These ones here. Like, they still have the little dragon language here. And they do have different tiers, different skills that you can invest your points into. But they all have a much shorter cooldown, and a way to handle combat is to favorite several of them and swap between them as needed. It's still handled through the same shout key.
Huh. Do you now? Well, if the keepers let you run around in here, I suppose you have business with the Order. So I guess there's no harm in trading with you. But don't think it will cost you any less than somewhere else.
Handicraft, sleight of hand, block, heavy armor, light armor, marksman, one-handed, two-handed. You're welcome. I'm happy to answer questions when I know them. If I know the answers.
Walk blessed.
Okay.
This is holy ground, Outlander. You do not belong here.
The blacksmith is open. Why isn't the alchemist shop open? You guys are leaking. You gotta fix that leak, guys. Fix that leak, please. Have I read this one? I have not. And it's not set to own, so I will take it. Oh, right. I got better equipment. Well, better than nothing. And better than what I got. Alchemists stay up late. So you mean I dropped 50 gold on a room for nothing? I could have gone there beforehand?
Who are you?
I want to keep that, but I don't need either of you. Okay. I want to drop by the bank, see if I can get some more money down there for interest. And then I will go... I will go and complete this next stage in the main quest. Yeah. Man, it was sunny just a moment ago.
Just where did I put it?
That is probably the one thing I truly dislike about ENDERAL. All of the chatter turns on at once.
Walk blessed, my sir. How can soup? Of course.
Yeah. Oh, whoops. 1466.
A wise decision.
Yes, indeed.
Mm-hmm.
5, 566. Okay, so it has not accrued any interest yet.
Of course.
And you got a lot of books. For almost everything except the ones I'm looking for. Isn't it a title deed or a deed or something? $11.59 or $64.37. I'll tell you what, if it gets this bad, maybe I'll find out exactly what NPCs are linked to that chatter, and I'll just disable them one by one. Surely, not all of these NPCs are related to quests.
Walk bless him, and don't forget your money is...
I'd love to make a mod myself if I knew how.
Hello, how may I be of service?
Get back behind your cage. Now we've got all the rain and its effects. I really hope this animation doesn't cause a human crash.
Monsieur?
In case it does.
Walk blessed. Sure. Where to?
Order of the Heartland. I think everyone deactivates Nazim at some point. Yay! It didn't crash. I am happy for that. Oh, they are pretty close. That's not exactly the same deactivate that I had in mind, but you know what? I approve. Alright, let us begin.
Yes. Oh, yes. You're the prodigy. I was expecting something else. I hope you're aware of what you're getting yourself into. Our novices trained for years for this trial, and as much as I respect the Grand Master, I think this is naive. In other words, it will be dangerous. Be aware of that.
I think I'm a fan of your method.
How selfless of you, but as you wish. Then it seems I'm granted the extraordinary honor of exalting the first pathless in the history of the Order to a keeper. The others will scream for joy.
Oh, joy!
Give me the package the Grandmaster gave you, and say hello to your new comrades. I have to go prepare something.
Very well. There she is.
What? Oh, hello. You're our unexpected addition, aren't you? The Prodigy? It does, actually. I'm Kalia Sakaresh, by my path novice and aspirant to the First Sigil. I have been told what you did in Old Rashengrad, that you saved the excavations and fought back the mercenaries all on your own. An astonishing feat, truly. You have my respect for that.
You know what? That's true. I've probably got a good, I don't know, 300, maybe 400 hours total. God, I can't tell you how many times I've just turned on God mode and just archered everyone down, because I can't say gunned everyone down.
Well, as long as you handle it as well as you did in Old Rashengrad, that's not a bad thing, is it? You know, I'm really curious as to what the mercenaries thought they were doing. Someone willing to attack the Holy Order is either extremely powerful or extremely naive. Anyway, it's been an honor to meet you in person. Let's talk later.
I have never done that mission with no equipment. I always... In Skyrim, I find it has a lot better equipment options. And of course, I usually play with my camera out like this, because I like to see the character I've made. So I like to see the equipment I've chosen. I've never done it without equipment. That sounds like fun.
I don't want to hear it.
Okay.
You're prattling. I don't want to hear it. Just shove off.
Oh man, that's tempting.
You have to ask? This country is going downhill, and you are living proof of it, my friend. First, Nevermere's wild mages are allowed to walk on the holy temple grounds as if it were some kind of brothel. Then mercenaries are hired, and now you, an outlander, a pathless, are able to be initiated into the sigils of the Holy Order. We've trained for years to stand here, and until now, I thought that this country respected its traditions. That's my problem. Now get out of my sight.
Okay. Well,
all
I
right,
tried.
Enough of the chatter. Come here. Here. These potions will be necessary later, so be careful with them. Apart from that, it's still a few miles to the ritual place. As you're all gifted with magic, the spores in the forest ahead will make you a little dizzy, but we won't stay for long. Any questions? Long story. Simply put, they come from a special kind of mushroom that has infested this forest, and staying near them worsens the arcanist's fever. So, in case you're thinking about exploring further, take some magical protection and some ambrosia with you.
I wonder if that's the same mushroom plague from an earlier quest I got.
Good. Stay close to me. But it's too late for that now. Korek would have conquered the city. Instead, you will be ashamed.
Whoa, man. That thing still scares me whenever it just pops up at random like that.
So this is the Whispering Forest. Fascinating. I've read a lot about it, but never actually seen it.
Poor thing. My brothers and I have seen the border countless many times before. But I bet you know all about the Undercity's rat holes instead.
Screw you, man. Oh boy.
Kill yourself.
Of course you're coming after me.
Focus, Skyrim. Focus. Hold on!
Focus.
That's all you've got?
Oh. Oh. I thought they were coming after me.
I'm too old for this.
There we go. Fever's now at 20%, so I still got time to go. It looks like it's those particular mushrooms. Or it might be the trees. Come on now.
Wait, do you see that?
Yes, that man. What is he doing?
Who cares? He's probably just a traveler.
He shouldn't be here. No merchant in his right mind would voluntarily travel through the Whispering Forest. We'll go take a look at him. Stay ready.
Very well.
She's with me now. Forever.
Jesus.
Kirash.
What in? You there? Who are you? And what are you doing here?
She's with me now. Forever.
What are you, deaf? Identify yourself.
His eyes. Master, this is the Red Madness.
Shit, of course. You will put away that pickaxe right now, my sir, and then get on your knees.
She wanted to leave. Don't you understand? She wanted to leave me. Just like that.
This
but
is
now,
disgusting.
She will stay. She promised.
Damn it, man.
By the righteous path. Have you lost your mind?
I could ask you the same thing, damn it. Did you forget what Magister Yarrow did to the novices? This man could have attacked us at any moment.
Alright, I'll see you next time.
Oh, really? Malphas protect us from your cunning. But did the thought ever cross your mind that one needs to understand a disease in order to heal it? And that some apothecary might have given their left hand for a living patient?
You're not being fair, Master. I was only protecting us.
Like heck you did. You behaved like an idiot. And not for the first time. The other Masters might ignore that fact due to your religious commitment and your bloodline. I get that. But if something like this ever happens again, you will be suspended from the rites and will spend the rest of your life polishing prayer banks in the sanctum. Do I make myself clear?
He really was trying to protect us, Master. Maybe...
Do I make myself clear?
You do, Master. And I beg your forgiveness for my offense.
Granted. Now let's push on. We will take care of the body after the ritual.
It's got nothing.
Are you okay?
Just save it.
At least she tried. Lotta Shera. Tons of Baldrus root here in the Whispering Wood.
There it is. The first foothold. This is where Malthus's vassals erected their first camp. So behave yourselves accordingly. You too, Prodigy.
Very well. Ah, animation.
Well then, before we start, there's something I need to tell you. Something, important. The rumors concerning the deaths of the Lightborn, they're true.
What?
The gods are dead. They fell 2 winters ago beneath the sword of an unknown traveler. We, that is, the Order, have known about this for quite some time now, but haven't told the common people yet. But since the 3 of you intend to take the trial, there's no way to disguise the truth anymore.
But how can a god die?
There was a prophecy, as old as the Lightborn themselves, in which there was talk of a shadow god, who would end the era of gods. And it came true. I'm sorry.
You're sorry?
You're telling us that the gods have been killed, and you are sorry. What's next? That tomorrow the sun will stop shining?
Yes.
Tell us that this is a test, Master. It is, isn't it? A test of our faith.
No, the Lightborn are dead. But, hard as it may be to accept, we cannot afford to fall into a spiritual crisis right now.
The Order of the Gods, Malthus's order, was created to protect the Lightborn. And if what you're saying, this blasphemy is true, then we're meaningless. We failed, don't you see that? Oh, by the Black Guardian, I just can't believe it.
And though I shan't be seen, thou shalt live by my virtue. 3rd Revelation, verse 137. I know it's hard, Dunwar, but if this is true, we have to show strength and keep on believing in what the Lightborn stood for, which is the idea of peace and...
Oh, just shut your mouth, Sakaresh. If anything, you lowborn scum are living proof that the Order is going downhill.
Screw you, man.
Do you really think I don't know about the village? You're a damned witch, and if this were the old times, you would have been crucified long time ago.
You don't mean that, Dunwar.
Drop it, for heaven's sake! We're all on the same side here.
No, we are not. This wench doesn't have any right to wear the white robes. And if you would spend more time with the holy scriptures instead of your brandy bottle, you would see it as well. But no, you just...
Shut up! I swear to you, one more word and you will wish that I just suspended you.
But...
No buts! Do you understand?
Yes.
I hope so, for your sake. Just be glad that this is a time when we need skilled mages more than ever. Just be glad. Now enough of this. Our demeanor defiles this sacred place. There will be enough time for depression and personal crisis after the trial. Let's recite the holy words. Thou art my light, my glimmer at the horizon. Thy name is my sacrament, and thy path I will honor. In life as in death.
May your light guide me.
Good. As you know, this trial will test the fortitude of your spirit. Because this is what, distinguishes a keeper from a soldier. What distinguishes a wise man from a fool. Keep that in mind. Now, drink the potion I gave you. You first, Prodigy. Let's hope the Grand Master was right about you.
Very well. Well... Oh, shit. Down I go. I'm down. I'm down. And now I am officially out of tea. Oh shit, it's this place.
Oh no. No. I knew I wouldn't be the last one. Did they also tell you the tales about the Keeper's spirit?
What?
They've lured you into a trap, you know. And you fell for it. Because you're arrogant. Just as I am. As I was. Of course not. At least not according to your definition of the word. But then again, what is reality anyway?
What we can perceive.
If I told you that you and your friend Sirius actually lie dead at the bottom of the sea, and that everything that has happened so far, your journey to Ark, the search at the Sun Coast, was only a dream, would you be able to recognize the truth? The answer is no. Because you don't want to be dead. Therefore, your mind will do anything to make you believe this entire dream you've had was and is reality. Doesn't it? Tell me, what is time to the dead and dreaming anyway? The last second before the water floods into your lungs. The very last instant before it tears them apart. In your mind, it could be an eternity. A self-created sanctuary built from nothing but your wishes. But what's the point in talking anyway? You don't want to believe me. And I'm tired of trying to make you. Now leave me alone, before we make the suppressor even angrier. He doesn't like words. He likes the silence.
Leave you alone. You're the one who came to me.
What? They haven't told you about him? Oh, that's so typical. The suppressor. He's the reason why we will be imprisoned here forever. And why we can't access our feelings and wishes. And he does it because he wants us to lose hope. To stop believing. And... you know, sometimes I wonder if that's exactly what we humans... what I have to do to finally be free. Give up. Detach myself from the dreams of the past. Who knows if there were anything else than phantasms to begin with. But no. No, not yet. It's too early to surrender. And isn't that what makes us human anyway? To hope? And to just keep on waiting for that one miracle that will end the pain once and for all? Yeah, I'll wait. And you will wait with me forever.
Because we're human, right? Well, I still got my talisman. I have a knife. Oh my. I don't like this. I don't like this at all. I can't move. I can't move. Hey, son, help me. I can't move. I can't... No menu access. Can't do my inventory. Can't draw my weapon. Can't do favorites. Uh-oh. Can't do powers. Can't even switch powers. totally seduced here.
What the? How did you do that?
Well, finally. I did nothing. I waited for something to happen, I guess.
You simply opened it? But that's impossible. All these years it's kept me from escaping, and you just... Come on. We have to look. We have to look and see what's outside. We won't get far, but still we have to see. Come, lead the way.
Wow, those seducers go down quick. Yeah, you give me ectoplasm. Cool, I can summon my minions here in this strange place. I have...
By the gods! These are the scourges of the Suppressor! They want to punish us!
I bet they do. Let us listen to the silence. What really drives you? Who are you? Who are you since you have set foot on ENDERAL? Now you are the opposite of what you really are. Instructive, strong, powerful, meaningful. In short, the prophet. You have constructed a narrative for yourself, a fairy tale. A fairy tale about who you want to be. And you have found exactly those people who confirm it. That's the most important thing, isn't it? You found someone who believes in your fairy tale. Don't you see? You're simply wrong. All about you is wrong. You are pathetic. You know that? What would Sirius say about this? How does this paper know about Sirius? Oh no. I'm sorry. Oh no. I can't stop it. Oh, it stopped. You're okay. You'll be okay. Sorry. Inside of this guy. Crusty bread. Oh, look. People. Oh, this is the same thing. Well, that was still taken. Oh, I didn't realize there was something in there. That is quite something. Look at all those skulls. Ouch. That hit me. I didn't expect that to hit me. But that totally hit me. And that hit me hard.
So cold. Maybe it wasn't such a good idea to go out. After all, I mean, yeah. Yes, the cell is small, but at least it's safe.
If you consider that safe. You're on to me. So are you. Got you both. That is a lot of blood splatter. Oh my goodness, that is just excessive amounts of blood splatter. Despair. Look at all these skulls. This is my bed of skulls, and I speak to King Skull.
What the? Haven't we been here before?
No.
By the gods, everything here looks so similar. It's a damn maze.
We haven't been here before.
Oh, really? We should never have left. This will be our doom.
These things... They have triggers, but nothing I can do about it.
No. Do you see it? All the cells, they're all empty. And there's blood. Oh no. There were people in there just like us. They didn't know their place either, and now they're dead. They've simply dissolved because they dared to disobey the suppressor. By the gods, this is what will happen to us too. I knew it was a mistake to leave in the first place. I just knew it.
You just calm the hell down. I really hope I get to keep all of the ingredients I'm finding. So there has to be a way. This looks important. Oh! I should have paid more attention. We got spike traps, and I saw a flame trap somewhere. Oh. Those spikes went out super far.
This is so wrong. And right. At the same time, I know we can't escape, but to just have a glimpse outside. The suppressor will understand.
No, they won't. Hold it. Leads right back to the same cell.
Oh no, no! Can't you see? We're back where we...
Yes, I'm aware.
What? Leave me alone! The suppressor's punishment. It will be horrible. No, you haven't. Because you're blind. The suppressor is here, in every single stone, in every bone, in every drop of blood, and yet you are too blind to see it.
Yeah, I suppose I am.
But I should have known. I mean, what can you expect from someone who has killed his entire family? I followed you because for a brief moment, you made me want to believe, and now you've dragged me into the abyss along with you.
I beg your pardon.
Of course I'm a part of you, and you are a part of me. Isn't that obvious? But I should have known you wouldn't understand. You're too weak. You always were. No, there isn't. Just look at us. Look at what we are. We are the damned because we are trapped too deeply in the past. And that's why we do not deserve freedom.
Bad. So what's that you said about my family? I seriously doubt that anything I've collected will actually matter. The bones have been here so long, they've merged with the iron. There's nothing for it. Oh.
The suppressor's punishment. It will be horrible.
Well, I have to kill this guy. There's really no other way, is there? Well, it's a good chance to test out this new thing I got. Death Spark.
Well, well. So you figured it out? Yes. I am what keeps you in this place. But was it blind rage that made you act, or have you truly understood who I am? Have you understood what drives you and determines your actions? The salt corrodes your skin, and the water filling your lungs is cold. But you still haven't found it, child, have you?
Yay! I'm alive! Jaspar? No, no, no. Few things in ENDERAL are as creepy as this right here. It's a mannequin. God. What's up, my boy? Bet. Guess I must leave. Ah, damn it. They didn't let me keep any of the ingredients. Sitting does nothing. Painting does nothing. Jaspar does nothing. I can sit on Jaspar. That's interesting. It's like they're cuddling. That is terrible. And now I'm...
Oh, hey.
There you
Good
are.
to see you awake. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling much better now that you've held me so close. At least it was finally enough to trigger the scene.
Good question. The room was empty when I came here. Actually, that's quite weird now that you mention it. The entire temple seemed kind of deserted. But, probably a ceremony or something like that. Now, tell me, how are you holding up? I heard this trial's quite the feat. Apparently some of the novices never wake up again. In the temple, the curarium to be precise. You were brought here when you were traveling with that Ixon guy. I think the others were already awake, but I didn't want to leave you here, so I thought I'd just stay. I mean, hey, you are a keeper of the first sigil now, aren't you? I believe congratulations are in order. Well, you shouldn't. Do you know why? Because you're pathetic. Simply pathetic.
There it is.
I said you are pathetic. At first, we believed it would be more exciting this time. But now that we've seen the new prophet, our hopes are gone. You're a joke.
A nobody who let his only friend kick the bucket.
As if you'd ever accept that. You humans are always so damn persistent, aren't you? Why? Why can't you just let go?
Because in the end, you are powerless, just as all those before you. And you, prophet, you are the biggest joke of all.
You are nothing but an urchin.
A weakling.
And a murderer.
Oh, man.
And that is why you will burn. All of you. The cleansing will happen, and there's nothing you can do to stop it. What have you done to us? You are so naive. The world is an interplay of cause and effect, and the only logical consequence of your existence is annihilation. That's the way it was, and that's the way it's going to be. But enough of the banter, urchin. We wanted to meet you, and so we did, even though the result is rather sobering. Now wake up. Keep on stumbling through the mist.
Nothing to say. It's just good. The first time I ever played ENDERAL and I got to this scene, this character, I don't even care what his name is, was angled downward and clipping through the bed. Glad to see they fixed that. Hey, look who's here! My favorite girl!
Thank Malphus. I was starting to think I was the only one. How are you? You look exhausted. Of course, sorry. That remark was a little redundant. But it's good to see the Grandmaster was right after all. I woke up just a few hours earlier, and he was here in the meantime. He didn't doubt for a single second that you would make it. But I suppose mutual congratulations are in order. We made it. We passed the trial.
Cool.
Almost, yes. All that is left to do is to take the oath, and then Grandmaster Aranthiel will exalt us to the keepers of the first sigil. Speaking of whom, he also told me some things while you were asleep. About the Pyreans, about these dreams, and of course, about this cycle. This is so bizarre, really. At first we're told out of nowhere that the gods have died, and now humanity is on the brink of extinction. This is a lot to take in.
Yep.
Hard to say. I never had those dreams the Grandmaster talked about, even though I'm magically gifted. But then again, I always had the feeling that the Red Madness was more than an ordinary disease. Well, I suppose all of this explains a lot. At least now I can understand why the Grandmaster was willing to break all the traditions of the Order just to get you exalted to be a keeper. According to him, most of our battle against the cycle will stand or fall with you.
Yep.
Yes, I believe that. It's a great responsibility you've been given, and as impressive as your skills are, I would not want to change places with you.
I don't blame you for that.
Well, as I said, we both have to take the Holy Oath. You should talk to the Grandmaster as soon as you're ready. He's waiting for you in the Emporium. Right. Dunwar. The apothecary examined him about an hour ago, and it doesn't look good. It's likely that he'll never wake up again.
Well, damn.
No, in spite of everything. You know, Dunwar was one of those people who tried to gild their insecurity with boastful behavior. The reality is that he was the last of his bloodline, and his faith in the path and his destiny as a keeper were all that he had left. And who knows? Maybe he would have been a great help to the Order with the right guidance. But I guess Master Bartar's revelation was just too much for him. It's hard to be told that everything you've lived for was a lie. Well, maybe I just don't show it as much. But yes, in a way, you're probably right. I suppose that's mainly due to the fact that to me, as opposed to Dunwar, the Order always stood for an idea. And an idea doesn't die with the one who first thought of it. Funny that the Grandmaster said nearly the same thing during the exaltation. Dunwar would have considered it blasphemy. That's true. A lot of crimes were committed during the Lightborn's reign, and I don't want to minimize that. But I also think a lot of those crimes were unavoidable, so to speak. Imagine you're the king of a small island, and one day your realm gets attacked by a fleet of Scarab Reavers. The invasion catches you completely off guard, and within a few hours, the Reavers have advanced to the farmland, just a few feet from your city's main gates. And before you know it, you have to make a decision. Will you use the time that remains to entrench your army within the city's walls to have a better chance of surviving a siege? Or do you send them into the field to fight the Reavers there, knowing that there is only a slight chance to save the farmers, but a big risk that you will lose both the city and the farmers?
Ah, tactics, bigger picture. But I see her point.
That's one way to see it, yes. But what if your foray would have succeeded? What if you could have prevented the massacre in the farmlands? What I'm trying to say is, it doesn't matter what you do. There will be people who will despise you for your decision. If your attempt to rescue the farmers fails, you will be accused of having acted blindly and idealistically. And if you just stay in the city, they will say you didn't even try. Of course, there's a small chance the foray might work, but should decisions like that really be made as if they were a game of dice? As I said, I don't mean to absolve the Lightborn of their crimes, but I'd wager my left hand that they had a lot of similar decisions to make.
Yeah, I suppose it's true.
I knew the question would come eventually. I suppose the answer depends on whether you're in the mood for some gloomy talk. Sooner or later, you'll hear it from someone else anyway, so why not from me first? As you wish. Where should I start? Maybe with the fact that I don't remember anything that happened before my 6th winter. I don't know where I was born, and I never got to know my parents. I wish I knew. What I do know, though, is that the first memory I have is of waking up in the middle of some village. It was dark, and I felt dizzy and, I don't know, empty? That's probably the best way to describe it. I eventually found the strength to get up and look around, and, well, that's when I realized what was actually going on around me. The entire village. It had been destroyed. There were corpses everywhere. Men, women, children, and the houses had been crushed as if some mad god had rampaged through the streets there. And it had all just happened hours before because the destruction was still fresh. Whatever it was, I didn't have much time to think about it. As soon as I got up, I saw 3 riders coming through the smoke. One of them got off his horse, ran towards one of the corpses, and started screaming something in my direction. Then I felt a blow on the back of my head, and I lost consciousness. By the name of the sun, it's strange to talk about it like this. It's been so long, but the memory feels as if it had happened yesterday. Well, it turned out the riders were hunters who had come from that village. They must have observed the whatever it was from the distance and ridden back to the village. At least I think that's how it went. I guess I'll never find out. The reason they thought I was somehow involved is that the village priest found me a couple of days before it happened near a shrine in the wilderness. Apparently, I was wearing torn clothing, and no matter what the apothecary tried, he couldn't wake me up from my comatose sleep. And it seems that made the riders think I was some kind of witch child, or unholy beast, whichever you prefer. For you, maybe. For them, as simple people, it was probably the best explanation they had. And think about it, it's not that far off. A motherless child who neither talks nor breathes steadily is found abandoned on the roadside and has a strange mark on her face. They leave to go hunting, and when they come back, they find their village in ruins with that foundling child being the only survivor. You have to admit, it's not that much of a stretch, even if those men hadn't been superstitious farmers. Probably. Truth be told, I try not to think about it too much. And actually, it doesn't matter, because I somehow managed to get away before they could do anything. I even made it to Ark all by myself, which didn't turn out to be much of an improvement in the end, because I was pathless.
Oh.
Yes. Thinking about it now, I actually wonder how I made it through my time down there. But maybe that's one of the advantages of being a child. You don't think. You just act. Still, the winters down there were cruel, and if Master Tyrus hadn't found and taken care of me, I probably wouldn't have made it through my second year. Yes, otherwise I would not be here. He saw me, and he knew what he had to do, is how he put it. Of course, the Order wasn't too happy about a pathless child in the Scuola, just as some aren't happy about you being here. But Tyrus was a highly regarded man, and that's why they let it slide. That's right, we do, but we are both still pathless, and that disqualifies us according to the holy verses. I guess now you understand why I was never as connected to Malthus's teaching as Dunmore was. To some of the Keepers, I am still an outcast, and no matter what I do, I always will be. It does, yes. But then, he had lost both his wife and daughter 5 years before he found me, so maybe I was some kind of substitute. I don't know. But in the end, it doesn't matter. I owe him everything. He was a good man, and that's all that matters. Yes, and now I'm here. Well, here we've reached the end of my impressive tale. I hope you liked it. No, I guess I'm not. Gone. He was very old, and there was nothing anyone could do about it. But I'd prefer not to talk about it, if you don't mind.
That's fine.
He does, yes, and he's not alone in his opinion. One of those hunters recognized me in the market my first year as a novice, and you can imagine that it was easy pickings for those who were already against my presence in the Order.
Yeah.
From then on, they added names to the derogatory stares. Demon Child, Witch, whatever they could come up with.
I always enjoy Kalia, and she has a good model.
Yes, maybe. You know what's funny? To some extent, I'm glad to be who I am. That way, people just leave me alone, and that gives me more time to focus on what's important, on my goals. Several, but I'd say that's enough of the gloomy stories, don't you think? There will be plenty of time for chatter in the future. Maybe.
Yeah, true enough.
Yes, all of the Dalmordans fell victim to the great flesh maggot plague of 8215. Actually, it was almost sad to see him running around and boasting about his nobility, though everyone knew that without the help of the Order, he would have probably ended up living in a shack in the Undercity. If you can call that living. You should. It's already late, but if you want, I can show you the most important places in the temple before you go to the Emporium. What do you think?
Yeah, that'll help, actually.
Good. Then get your gear from the chest by your bed and we'll go.
Part 3. Everything is here. And everything else is just as it stands. Oh, yeah.
Okay,
got it.
Let's go.
I'm not going to be wearing the helmet for this. Go, go, go.
Yes?
Go, go, go. Go, 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 go. You know what? Since I want to see myself, do I have? Yes, I do. There we go. Now we can actually see myself. And not wearing Link's clothing.
All right, this is the sanctum. It's a place of silence and prayer, and also where we'll be exalted later.
Oh shit. I have to remember that.
Let's hope he knows what he's doing.
This is holy ground, Outlander.
Where is
you
this
do not
supposed
belong
to
here.
lead?
Oh my. You just don't get any younger.
Come along now. Come along now, Kalia, my darling. Yeah, I forgot about the talisman.
Okay, you've seen this place before. We call this part of the temple the Chronicum, and in here is gathered the knowledge of the Order, written down in books and parchments. Plus, all of the experiments and research on artifacts and magic is done here, so it's a place you'll probably see often in the near future. Ah, and just below the Chronicum is the temple smithy. You should go there if you need equipment. Over there, that's the Scuola and the quarters, where both the keepers and the novices live. There's also a training room where everything from swordplay to marksmanship can be trained and taught. You will find some skilled teachers there. Well, I think that's about it. You've already been to the Emporium, and I assume to the Eye of the Gods as well. I suggest you speak to the Grandmaster as soon as you're ready to take the oath.
Yes, ma'am.
Prepare myself, probably. Now walk blessed. I will see you soon.
Well, I'd say we just accomplished a lot. Now, with very few exceptions, I have just gained access to every part of this Sun Temple, unrestricted as it is. It's a shame you can barely see more than the mountain in the distance. But I suppose it is what it is. Very well. I believe now's as good time as any to take a very, very delayed bathroom break.